After watching Doctor Strange, we all saw Avatar 2's teaser trailer for the first time.
After or before,
Or
technically.
Before.
Yeah.
Before. But now that you saw it twice, Anthony, what do you guys think of Avatar 2?
I mean, I'm going to watch it. I always liked the original. I was one of those people that when they first announced it, one of those folks, when they announced it like 30 years ago that that you know, I was like, what is this Avatar thing? Oh, James Cameron. Oh, it might be pretty good because James Cameron makes good movies. And then I remember they did a whole like, watch like 5 minutes of this movie, special scene in 3D in IMAX before the movie came out. I don't remember what movie it was connected to, but I went with my brother and we saw this special 5-minute thing. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And this is when we saw it in Sunset Place. So it wasn't like real IMAX, but it was still interesting. And this was before the whole 3D craze. So this was like the reintroduction of 3D, you know, then, you know, the 80s glasses that people would put in. So yeah, it was interesting. I was like, all right, that got me a little bit more hyped for it. And then seeing the trailers, I was like, all right, looks pretty nice. And then I ended up seeing it in the real IMAX in Fort Lauderdale, and it was ridiculous. Like there were scenes where it, like the environment felt real. Like
Did we
it
go?
was
I think
nuts.
we went to IMAX.
I mean,
yeah,
dude, I don't even remember.
I think
it was 2009.
2009. I think it was like December of 09. Afterwards, like, yo, we gotta watch it up there.
Yeah,
I remember
it was
seeing
insane,
it. It's like
man.
hella immersive.
Yeah, it was really good, and they're re-releasing it in September. So if they end up re-releasing it in real IMAX in Fort Lauderdale, we should all definitely go watch it.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask too, like, are we gonna watch the second one at that?
100%.
I would love to.
100%.
I would honestly love to.
Yeah,
because considering the fact that the immersion of that whole cinematography, and at first kind of being mad because it's Avatar, it's the same, it's not Airbender. Like that was around the time where Airbender was all.
It kind of took away the name because now everyone calls it the Last Airbender. It's not.
Yeah, like it's not Avatar.
The Last Airbender. It's because it got taken.
Yep, it got taken. Neeson. Yeah, Liam Neeson style by Jim Cameron. But in its defense, yeah, like the story itself isn't really anything to like write home about. But it was the technological marvel that it was.
Yeah,
made it really cool to just experience that. Like that was definitely like a movie theater movie. Like that's like holy crap. Just you're really immersed in it. And
like I have it on Blu-ray, but it's not the same. Like it's still a good movie, you can watch it, but I don't even have it in 3D. So it's like it's definitely not the same because that's like the movie to watch in 3D. And you know, I never had a 3D TV or anything like that. So
if they release it at that Fort Lauderdale theater, I would hope that it's in 3D in the IMAX.
Oh no, it will be. It will be 100%.
Mark our words. It will be.
Then we're definitely.
That sounds hella serious.
Because they gave for sure. When we went, it was like it wasn't glasses. It was like kind of like a headset. It was like a headset that was 3D. Yeah, it was interesting.
Cool.
It was more affixed to your head, and so it's just really like it was 3D for depth. That's the first thing. Like I'd never experienced that before. It's like 3D and like you can go further on. It's like I'm not watching like a TV screen or a giant screen. I'm watching like a window.
Yeah, it wasn't so much of a.
That's what it felt like.
Oh, we're gonna throw stuff at you, and it's gonna go through your eye or anything like that.
Whoa, 3D.
It was more of like you can see how far away and how big the landscape is. Like you can see, you know, okay, they're stepping here, but that island in the sky is like that far away. It just, you know, it looked massive.
Or they're riding, you know, the beasts, and then you have the robots, like the mechs, really far that way too. Like that's nuts, dude. But going back to like the trailer, the teaser itself, it was really cool seeing. It looks like Jake and gosh, what was her name? Neytiri. Yeah, Neytiri's kids. So you see kids, but then you also see like a human kid there too. Like it looks like I'm like, this is interesting. Did they adopt a kid?
No, it might be a hybrid.
Well, yeah, because in the trailer, I'm like, I couldn't tell if that was full on human or like a hybrid human and
I'm not really sure how that would work.
I'm very curious.
Maybe because since I guess Jake is technically not,
but it doesn't matter because it's like his mind inside a body of actual.
But weren't the avatars created genetically?
So the avatars themselves, they were created genetically from their own DNA, which is why that Jake was able to go because his twin brother was originally there. Yeah,
which is probably how we get the hybrid.
Yeah, so
because
maybe
because that Avatar body is technically
Dino.
It's half part human.
It's half him. Like it actually is part him.
Okay, I
Fill
mean
the holes in the code. That's a Jurassic Park reference. So yeah,
making love with their hair.
Hey, that's also how they rode the horses.
Sure, I'm not gonna.
They kind of they used
rode
the tendrils.
Something. They rode something.
They rode they did the tendrils. I feel like the hair might have been just like with your hand, like how a hand holding, whatever. That's not the point. The point is the teaser. The teaser itself looked really nice on a big screen. Like you see that
the water, like all the water shots. I mean, it's called The Way of Water,
right? They're not. They weren't lying when they're like, "Oh yeah, this one's gonna have a lot of water." Like, "Oh well, that's like the title."
Yeah, the title.
A good portion of the trailer and the teaser is all underwater.
Right.
So
the entire every single shot,
it's just
it was water.
It's nuts to understand, like, because they were talking about this over years and years. Like we had to develop techniques to do mocap underwater, and people had to train to learn to swim. It's like holy crap! Like how much like money did Fox have?
Yeah, then Kate Winslet, like she ended up learning how to hold her breath for like
5 minutes.
No,
or something?
like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, she beat
like an ungodly amount.
She beat Tom Cruise's record.
Damn.
Yeah,
which is in
like
Mission Impossible 6
or
something.
Yeah,
because he had to be there for so long. And Tom Cruise must be mad at that.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, man, I gotta be in the next Avatar.
Yeah, it's like I gotta do some Mission Impossible where I'm underwater for
next
14
Mission
minutes.
Impossible.
Yeah, he lands in Pandora. He's like, I gotta beat these people.
Where's Jeremy Renner to help me? And Simon Pegg. And then like there's some interesting plot points that we see. We can try to allude to. It's taking place. I forget how many years in the future. Maybe like 8 or 9 or something.
It'll probably be 10, given that it's been 10 years,
10 years
since the last one, or over 10 years since the last one. But
also the kids, you got to see like how what age the kids are,
if they're mature or not. Yeah,
and I've heard the sequels after this second one are like even more time skips. So it's kind of like all these movies will
like
be
a
like
family.
Well, it'll be like a generational. It will be like generational
Yeah.
movies, and you'll see like how things change and how.
Yeah.
So like we're probably not going to see Sam Worthington in the third or fourth movie because it's going to be other characters.
Aged out.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe by the third one, a lot of the original characters are gonna be gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. Do we know the lifespan of Na'vi? Like, there is a whole subculture.
I don't think there's a lot of lore in that sense, regarding.
But there are fandoms.
But
there are fandoms
he's still
that know.
controlling his Na'vi with his mind, right?
Yeah, like he's in it now. Like he's in it permanently.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, he can't go back.
He did the mind transfer.
Tree.
His body was dying.
I gotta rewatch it.
Yeah, you gotta.
I thought it was more of a like. I thought it was just like they have
literally
his human body in like stasis. So
no,
maybe
his human body's gone.
Maybe his human body dies eventually, and then
no, it's already gone.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the last. The last 5 minutes, yeah,
it was like
the last 5 minutes
complete
of the movie
transfer,
is...
complete.
Remember they
100%.
tried because they tried to do that with Sigourney Weaver's character, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
it didn't. Yeah,
she was dying before him, but it worked for Jake. It's 12-year-old spoilers, 13-year-old spoiler, I guess. Yeah, but it's on Disney Plus. So if you want to rewatch it before rewatching it in like a badass format, do it again.
There was one part of that trailer that kind of took me out of it for a quick second. It was the shot of, I guess, the daughter underwater, and I'm like, why does her face look like that?
Because she's underwater.
Damn, what do you got against blue people? Jeez.
Why does she look at that? It's genetics. She couldn't help it. Come on, dude.
I don't know if it was because of like the CGI and the animation and the
That's not
underwater
CGI.
Effects. It just looked really weird, and it kind of I was like, why does it look so weird?
Well, he has until December.
But that was really like the only
to fix the kinks.
To fix the kinks.
I'm sure it'll all get.
Yeah, so they're still flying on the whatever they're called. But the thing is,
I think.
yeah,
Ikran.
so
or Banshee.
the Banshees, yeah. But the cool thing is, like you're talking about, the series is going to do time jumps. They have to catch up to Animal Kingdom in Disney because that's like I think 100 years after the first movie.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
If you look into it, if you go in there, like there's a whole like
I remember
there's
they
a tour guide
like
in Pandora, like they're in the mechs and everything, and they talk about that. Yeah, so and the whole like they talked about like the sort of human incursion, and they fought back, and it's a whole there's a really cool storytelling behind it that ties into the lore of the movie.
Incursion.
Oh, yes.
Like Doctor Strange.
Like Doctor Strange incursion.
Bringing it back.
Spoilers. But yeah, there's the conflict, and for the indigenous peoples fighting off the humans because they want unobtainium. Yeah. Exactly. That's why I said stories, whatever, but the technological marvel feats of the movie are really strong. So here's hoping. I'm really excited. Like I think the teaser did just enough to show us some very interesting things. The stuff that we know on the production side of the film, I think, just adds to that.
Mhm.
So we're just patiently and anxiously waiting for more information and hopefully like a more well-rounded trailer to see what's going on. So that'll be fun.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the re-release of the first one supposedly is like they redid some of it.
Like
So-
remastered.
Yeah, they remastered it.
Did
so
they
it-
recut some stuff?
I don't know
Or
about
just
recut.
I don't know
I
why
know
it
there
needs to
was
be.
an extended version on
there
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So
It's already
maybe
a 2.5 hour, 3 hour movie.
yeah, I think it was an extra 20 or 30 minutes. But it might be the extended cut with remastered visuals.
I'd be
So
down
it
to
might
see it
even,
again
yeah, it might
in
even look
proper
better than what
IMAX.
you watched before.
I mean, to me, I mean, what needs to be remastered? I feel like the movie had
Already
really
looked good?
great.
exactly.
no,
So just
CG.
imagine.
just upscale it up.
Yeah, it's kinda like-
4K.
It's like PS3 to
Dolby,
PS5 upgrade.
Yeah, just a new coat of paint and
4K,
better resolution.
60 FPS.
Yeah, out of hand.
Mhm.
Wasn't it? Is this also the movie that was? Oh yeah, it's supposed to be. Way of Water is going to be. Was filmed and going to be released in a higher frame rate, right?
Yes.
That's also going to
That-
be wild.
Apparently, when they showed the trailer at CinemaCon, they gave everyone glasses and they showed it how it's going to be shown in theaters, and it's going to be in high frame rate. And some of the
Are we
reviews,
talking 30 FPS, 48?
it's I don't know, but they
Like Hobbit?
I think it's similar to The Hobbit, but from what I heard of the people at CinemaCon, they said that like it looked so much better than The Hobbit, that it looked incredible.
Might be 48.
So
That's
Interesting.
kind of wild if it's 48, but that's cool.
so hopefully probably maybe all these years he's been honing down like how
How
every
properly you do
frame
that.
will
how
will
that
look.
tech works.
Yeah, how it will look with this frame rate. And I'm sure
That's
I'm
great.
sure he's labored over it for the past.
And I used to
13
initially,
years.
yeah, like if, the initial 2 to 2 years that it came out, it was this is like cultural like icon making so much bank in box office. I was kind of poo-pooing it because like, oh, it's nothing really original, but it's technological feat. But looking back on it now, like I have more appreciation for it just from that same technical standpoint. So it's
I mean,
pretty
yeah,
dope.
the story's still good. Like, yeah, it's copying some other stories of other movies.
Ferngully. I'm sorry. what?
Ferngully, Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves and Ferngully.
But I mean, both of those are
In
good
space.
movies. So it's like when people usually say that, it's like, well, so then it's good. Like it's not bad.
It
like,
cribbed
it's
off
still
of
good.
good stuff.
I mean, there's plenty of movies that have
It's just-
copied
yeah.
stories of
It's
it.
no Tim Curry.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
not original, but still, still solid.
For sure. Nice. Yeah, that'll be exciting. Coming out what day exactly?
It's in December.
yeah.
December 18th?
20.
When the water
22nd?
rises.
Yeah.
No,
And the frame rate is 48.
48. Oh,
Nice.
It is
alright.
Dope.
48.
that's gonna be dope.
All right.
Yeah, just a mind meld. Mind melt. Sorry.
But is it 48 in all formats, or is it only if you watch it in standard 3D?
Well, this is what this excerpt says. It says, it is understood that when released, Avatar 2 will be offered in a wide variety of formats to support the range of movie theater configurations in the US and around the world, including 3D and 4K, and incorporating a high frame rate of 48 FPS.
Mm.
So December 16th.
Mm.
Mission report.
Oh,
December
man.
16th, 2022.